Here's something called chainmail. Now, you don't have to take it seriously, and for those of you who easily frightened, so this is called a chainmail. Alice and Sabrina. This is the name of the chainmail. Once there were two friends named Alice and Sabrina that fought over a guy. And Sabrina walked out and left Alice feeling bad and went to her basement and grabbed a rope and committed suicide, like hung herself at the park. Sabrina was awakened by the doorbell ring, but she went to the door to get it. No one was there, but she was surprised to see a hole through her friend Alice, and Sabrina lips slit so much that you could see the molders in the back of her head. Ew, this is a scary one. I don't want to give you guys, I don't think I should read this one. I think this, okay, the Teddy chainmail. How many of you have ever heard of the Teddy chainmail? Okay, Patty Buckles. Okay, here's another chainmail called I Am Teddy chainmail. And for those of you who don't know, the I Am Teddy chainmail, I didn't know about it till 2008, but it was around for quite a long time, and it was called the I Am Teddy chainmail. And according to the chainmail, guys, can you listen to this? According to the chainmail, it's called I Am Teddy chainmail, and this is according to the chainmail as posted. It was posted on Facebook January 9th, 2013, but it's been circulating since 2007. Now, okay, so they say, according to this urban chainmail, this creepy chainmail, I Am Teddy, they're saying that people can't get out of it, but I don't think that is possible. It sounds like someone wants to be caught or something. So if I read you this, don't get scared, because these chainmails are set to frighten people and cause panic, anxiety attacks, and all that. So if you're prone to anxiety, panic attacks, and all that, maybe it's best you don't listen to this. So I am going to go to case 1. Patty Buckles got the email. She doesn't believe in chainmails. Well, foolish Patty. She was sleeping when her TV started flickering on and off. Now she's not with us anymore. Ha ha, Patty. Ha ha, you don't want to be like Patty, do you? That sounds to me like someone making their self wanting to be caught, because they're making threats on this ghost story. So it's a chain letter. So whatever you hear isn't going to happen. So if a 7-year-old can write this, I guess anyone can write email. So here is what Teddy is. Hi, I am Teddy. Once you read this, you cannot. As said, I am Teddy. I am 7 years old. I have no eyes and blood all over my face. I am dead. If you don't send this to at least 12 people, Teddy will come at midnight and haunt you or hide under your bed. Now, that sounds like a lot of folklore thrown into it and someone's vivid imagination making it seem real. But I've read these chainmails and nothing happened to me, and I'm still here. Okay, see, guys, how many of you get creeped out by chainmails? I bet some of you are, because some of you are young and you get frightened easily. Okay, so here's what you do. Here's how you avoid getting creeped out by a chainmail. What is the chainmail? Is it BBQ at my house? I won't like it if you don't come. You're fine. It's not really an alarming thing. Just a friend who expects you to show up and might be sore at you if you don't. If not, continue on. That could be one way of dealing with it. Another way, usually the top, there is something such as "don't read this" or "stop." If there is, you should stop and delete it. Chain letters often tell you to read or don't read as a ploy playing on your intel curiosity. So if you read them, then eventually hit you with a bunch of baloney designed to push your panic button. So yes, chainmails play with your emotion, but ghost chainmails, I do believe in ghosts and I believe in the paranormal. Folklore, Bloody Mary. There's many cultures. Okay, here's explaining the legend of Bloody Mary. The legend of Bloody Mary is the terrible fate she inflicted on foolish. So, here's the Bloody Mary chain letter. Yes, chain letters have been circulating for quite a long time, and some of them are even chain letters about Bloody Mary or famous urban legends. So, yes, I think some of them do involve the paranormal. So, in some version of the story, the ghost of Mary kills anyone who summons her. In other versions, she mercilessly scares the wits out of them. This version was one of the first to appear in 1994. The Bloody Mary story. Yes. Bloody Mary goes by the name Mary Worf. Mary Worf. I believe in Mary Worf. You can say that 3 times in the mirror and she might appear. It's all on what you believe in, what is said to be true. The analyzes as best anyone can tell the legend of Bloody Mary. It's completely gory. Various emerged the early 1960s as an adolescent party game. In most versions, there's no connection drawn between Bloody Mary, whose ghost haunts bathroom mirrors, and British Queen of the same likewise. There is no apparent connection between Mary Worf of the legend of Mary Worf of comic strip fame. Now, Mary Worf was a legend on a comic strip that some of you may have read when you were little. Folklorist Alan Duns, he suggests that Bloody Mary is a metaphor for onset of puberty in girls. Now, it does explain the birds and the bees. We're not going to go over there because some of the viewers might be too young. So let's pass that. Historic variation. The idea that one can foretell the future by peering into a mirror was first described in biblical Corinthians 13 as seeing through a glass darkly. There are mentions of looking glass, the divination in Chaucer's Squire Tale, written in 1390. Spenser, the Fairy Queen, 1590, and Shakespeare Macbeth, 1606, among the early literary sources. Yes, and some of them talk about 1590 and Shakespeare Macbeth was 1606. Now, those of you who read Shakespeare, Macbeth was about 1606, and that too was mentioning about Bloody Mary, how Bloody Mary has some historic variations about her, that her real name is Queen Mary. She is a famous person, Queen Mary, and there's a ship named after Queen Mary called the Queen Mary ship, and I believe it's haunted. Robert Burns. Okay, so here's a famous thing by Robert Burns. The Scottish poet wrote in 1787 of standing before a mirror, calling an apple and holding it candlestick. If you do so, Burns write, a spirit will appear. So some people believe if you summon Bloody Mary, you put an apple on your head and you hold a candle of any kind of candle, Bloody Mary will appear, or a spirit or an entity will appear. If what you believe in is true, then the variation story appears in fairy tales, Snow White. Snow White was another variation of Bloody Mary. And for those of you who've watched Snow White, she was the witch who haunted a mirror. And apparently she poisoned Snow White. So a variation of this story appears in the fairy tale Snow White, written by Brothers Grimm. As everyone who grew up reading Snow White or even watching the animated Disney version knows, the mirror-obsessed queen was ultimately destroyed by her own vanity. So apparently Snow White was about vanity and about a ghost. Now, here's Bloody Mary in popular culture. Like many horror legends and traditional ghost stories, Bloody Mary has proven it natural for adaptation in popular movies, stories, comic books, and even dolls. Released straight DVD in 2005, there was a movie called The Urban Legend Bloody Mary. It was the third film in the Execrable series. The commence with Urban Legend in 1998. As you might expect, the plot takes a great literature with the traditional tale. More noticeable horror writer Clive Barker essential considered pseudo-urban legend by appropriating the chanting rituals for the 1992 film The Candyman is another version of Bloody Mary. So there's many versions of Bloody Mary. The Candyman is the male Bloody Mary. It's the same idea. You stand in a mirror and you chant this entity or demon or demonic force to come and appear behind you.